How many of you have ever found yourself feeling that you really wanted to communicate something, but were uneasy about it for some reason and didn't quite know how to go about it and whether I should go about it or I shouldn't go about it? Who relates to that, having had that experience?
Still.
Well, here I am sharing that with you now because me too, right? Welcome, everybody. I have a different point of view than a lot of people. And when you have that point of view, it can be nerve-wracking in some ways to share it because there's this sense that it might not go over well. And they might not like me or think less of me or something. I might be disconnected in some way. And what I want to do and what I've shown through my own experience is that those thoughts are not accurate. So what I want to do today is I want to share with you a non-common methodology of healing that I use and have used effectively. And we'll see whether you resonate with it. And as the speaker, my job isn't for you to agree with me. My hope is that you will just understand and accept that that's his point of view, that's what he's saying. And maybe I agree with it, maybe I don't, but at least I understand where he's coming from. Marcus Aurelius, probably 2,000 years or so ago, said the quality of our life is the quality of our communication. And for me, what that means is the communication that I have in meditation largely guides my life. I have back problems when there's something that I need to grow, some place where I need to change my thinking to make it more accurate. And it's not happening. And so I believe my body speaks to me. And when there's a pain, it's telling me, pay more attention. There's something you're missing. This pain is here to get you to change your thinking to make it more accurate. So I take my attention and I put it in my back and I say, what's the message? What do I need to do to heal this? So, because nobody wants back pain, right? Nobody wants any pain. Nobody wants to suffer in any regard. And I've proven over time that by changing my thinking, then that's how I can end the suffering. So my back says to me, a thought in my mind, you need to be more present. And your back pain is going to be there reminding you when there's an opportunity to be more present. Okay, well, how do I do that? Well, we've got a couple ideas. And so one idea that is really common idea is to focus on my breathing as a means of being present. So I just stop and I focus on my breathing. But then there were other things that came to me also that would help me be present. And some of these things are very uncommon thoughts. And I'll tell you the one in specific that I'm working with now. And that thought is that all the joy that exists within each one of us. And that we experience that joy to the extent that we don't engage in false thinking that blinds us to it. Well, that's kind of unusual. I thought joy came about by, having better relationships with people and succeeding in projects and all these other things. And in my meditation, I got, that's transitory. But what's permanent and everlasting is to realize that I am the embodiment of joy, just like you are and everyone else has all the love and wisdom and joy and resourcefulness and strength within each one of us. Okay, well, that sounds good. How am I going to access that? How am I going to make that practical? How am I going to experience more joy at a level where I don't feel pain anymore? So I thought, okay, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to slow down and I'm going to pay attention. Okay? And all of a sudden I start to feel this love and this joy, and I realize I start going back to previous experiences, and I realized I experienced all kinds of joy on that tennis court, but I didn't think about it in terms of joy. And I experienced all kinds of joy when I met my wife and when I do things with my wife, and we share these, and we have these sort of amazing mystical conversations. And there's all kinds of joy in that, but I didn't think of that as joy. And what I came to realize, and what I challenge you to do, is to go back through some of your experiences and ask yourself, I really wasn't looking at this experience in terms of how much joy I was experiencing, but now I want to do that. I want to look at that experience, and I want to recognize how much I really enjoyed myself in that time. And understand that the things that I did that resulted in that were, I was present. I wasn't thinking about what I was going to say. I wasn't trying to get any particular outcome. I was just in the moment watching that ball come and wham, and it was great. And there was joy in just doing that. And what I want to share with you is that as I've been focusing on this the last little bit, of accepting more of the joy that I am and relating to it, and as well as relating to the joy that I've had that I didn't really recognize and appreciate in the past, is that I touch into this power where I go, I've got the energy to do what I want, and I'm just going to do that, and the pain is just going to get left behind. And when I'm out on the tennis court now and I'm doing that, it's like I'm putting everything into it, and the pain is not there in the moment. And so what I'm saying is that in my life, what is created the value for me in terms of physical health and well-being has been to recognize that when I'm in pain, it's a message that my thinking needs to change. And in this circumstance, that thinking is all the joy that exists within me, and I can experience it, appreciate it, share it, enjoy it, have it by just paying attention. And in doing that, it will heal me physically. And I've done this successfully now numerous times, so I have a lot of history that breeds confidence in that. So I challenge all of you, as we all get older, if this is something that appeals to you, try it out and see if improving your thinking, being more honest about your thoughts, results in reducing or healing physical problems.